Hello students, this is a class for BA Part 3 English Literature students, and we will continue from where we left yesterday. I'll read the lines first. That is my last duchess painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive. The speaker talks about the liveliness that has come in the painting. I call that piece a wonderful. This painting seems to be wonderful even to the Duke. Now, Fra Pandolf's hands worked busily a day, and there she stands. The painting is made by Fra Pandolf, he uh, informs. Will it please you sit and look at her? He invites the ambassador to look at the painting. I said Fra Pandolf by design. Purposefully, he has taken the name of Fra Pandolf, for never read strangers like you that pictured countenance, the depth and passion of its earnest glance, but to myself they turned and seemed as they would ask me. I read the lines in the brackets now. Since none puts by the curtain, I have drawn for you, but I. So these lines tell you about the possessive nature of the Duke. He keeps even the portrait of the last Duchess behind curtains, and the strangers who see the painting, they seem to ask the Duke about the depth and passion of the earnest glance that has come in the face of the Duchess. If they dared, generally people do not dare ask the Duke how such a glance came there. So, not the first are you to turn and ask thus. You are not the first one who has asked about this. Sir, it was not her husband's presence only, called that a spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. He gives you the reason for the happiness of the Duchess' face. Perhaps Fra Pandolf happened to say, chanced to say, her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much, or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. Such stuff was courtesy. Such comments on the beauty of the Duchess and simplicity of the Duchess were courtesy. She thought, the Duchess might have thought, and it was cause enough for calling up that spot of joy on the face of the Duchess. The Duke tells you. She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She was very simple, she was very innocent kind of a lady, and she would very easily become glad and impressed by simple things. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. She was actually a very good observer of things around, and she liked whatever she looked on. She was such a good hearted lady. Sir, it was all one. My favor at her breast, the drooping of the daylight in the west, the buff of cherries some officious fool broke in the orchard for her, the white mules he rode with round the terrace. These are the things which made the Duchess happy. All and each would draw from her alike the approving speech. She would find this, everyone would find the same kind of approving speech, or blush at least. If she would not be able to say something, she would at least blush. कुछ लज्जा का भाव उसके चेहरे पे उभरता था. She thanked man. Good. The Duke says she thanked man. It may be called good. It was good on her part. But thanked somehow, I know not how, he hesitates to tell what is going on in his mind, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. When she used to thank other people who have done very simple things for her, and when she thanked the Duke also in the same manner, the Duke would feel himself jealous. He said that he felt as if the 900 years old name, that is, they have been, and the Duke has been ruling For last 900 years, the family of the Duke has been ruling over Ferrara for last 900 years. And the Duchess did not care about this fact that he has been kind enough to marry her. So this shows the extremely egoistic nature of the Duke. We have done up to this and now we will proceed. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Who would stoop to blame this sort of trifling? Trifling मतलब very small matter, very small thing. तो who would stoop? Stoop मतलब to come down to the level of. Who would stoop to blame? Means this is actually a rhetorical question. The answer is generally implied in the question. Who would stoop to blame? मतलब कौन झुकेगा इतना blame करने के लिए? Means nobody. The rhetorical question gives you a tone that nobody would stoop, nobody would come down to the level of blaming this kind of small matter. Even you had skill, even you had skill in speech, even if you were expert in communication, which I have not. The Duke accepts that he does not contain the qualities of a good communicator. He does not know the in speech. Even if you had the skill in speech to make your will quite clear so that you can communicate what is your will, to make it quite clear to such an one. To such an one means to the Duchess, and say, such a person, he would say, what? Just this or that in you disgusts me. Disgust means what you do not like, which you hate. So this thing or that thing in you disgusts me. Here you miss, or there you exceed the mark. Exceed means to cross the limits. Here you miss the mark and there you exceed the mark. मतलब इससे ख़राब वो और कर नहीं सकती इतनी बातें कहना. तो telling the lady her mistakes, that she misses the mark here. Mark means mark of doing things. जैसे मार्किंग होती है कि इससे नीचे आप नहीं जा सकते, इससे नीचे नहीं जा सकते, ऐसा. तो in her behavior, in her conduct, when she crosses the limits, she should be communicated. And if she let herself be lessened, so first thing, you should be able to tell the lady what she made wrong, what mistakes she made. And if she lets herself lessened be so, and she takes the lesson, she tries to improve it. Not only take the lesson, but plainly set her wits to yours forsooth. Forsooth matlab truly. Truly she set her wits to yours matlab आपकी wavelength तक आ जाए. She adjusts herself to the wavelength of the Duke and made excuse. And then she said sorry also. Made excuse means to beg pardon of the Duke, to beg sorry from the Duke. Even then, इतना सब हो जाए तो भी, even then would be some stooping. It would be some stooping. And I choose never to stoop. Or the extremely egoistic Duke tells you that he chooses never to stoop, never to come down from his level. Oh, sir, she smiled, no doubt, whenever I passed her. The Duke agrees that the lady loved him. She smiled whenever I passed her. Matlab, whenever he came to meet her, she would definitely become happy. She would become glad, no doubt. But who passed without much the same smile? The problem of the Duke lies in this, that the same kind of smile was passed to the other people also who ever met her. And this grew. What grew? The smiles grew. The way she thanked people grew. The way she welcomed people, smiled, expressed her gratitude, that continued to grow. And the Duke could not tolerate that. So he says, I gave commands. This is a very mysterious kind of sentence. I gave commands. What kind of commands? See what was the result of this command that tells you what commands he gave to the officers or the whoever he chose to receive those commands. I gave commands. And the result is shown in the next line. Only the 5 words in the next line give you the idea of the tragedy that the Duchess had to undergo. Then all smiles stopped together. How can a person's smiles stop altogether when one dies? So, all smiles stopped together. एक साथ सारी मुस्कुराहट समाप्त हो गई. और ये कब हो सकता है? When she is murdered. She was killed. There are hints that she was poisoned somewhere else in the history of Italy. There she stands as if alive. And after that, he immediately changes the mood and says, there she stands as if alive. Now she is no more live. Only her painting is lively. So, there on the wall, जिस पर उसकी पेंटिंग बनी है, she stands as if alive. He has explained everything. Actually, he has given an idea of what kind of wife he expects the next. Now he tells the ambassador, will it please you rise? He invites the ambassador to get up from the place where he was asked to sit and observe the painting. We will meet the company below then. Why he wants him to rise, why he wants him to get up, so that they can meet with the company whom he has asked. Perhaps he has called some aristocrats from his court in the court. So he wants to introduce this ambassador to these to these courtiers. And now you can read between the lines. You can imagine that they are walking from the first floor to the ground floor. I repeat, they are walking. You see, I repeat, this line tells you, this phrase tells you that he has already expressed what you are going to study, what you are going to read next. I repeat, the count your master's known munificence. Munificence is generosity in spending money. Your master is famous in spending money. The count is the title. जैसे हमारे यहाँ सामंत जागीरदार होते थे, वैसे in Italy they were counts. So the count, your master, and his known munificence, he is famous for his generosity in spending money, is ample warrant. Ample means enough, adequate, पर्याप्त. Warrant means guarantee. उसका जो प्रसिद्धि है कि वो पैसे की कंजूसी नहीं करता, that is enough warranty that no just pretense of mine, pretense means demand, just pretense मतलब उसकी justifiable demands किस बारे में, for dowry. He is explicitly, openly asking for dowry. So my just pretense of dowry will be disallowed. It will not be disallowed. Not ऊपर है, not or dis, दोनों double negative positive हो जाते हैं. Means his demand for dowry will be definitely allowed, will be sanctioned. And see how good communicator he is in these matters. He says, though his fair daughter's self, although his beautiful daughter, as I avowed at the starting, avowed means said, as I said in the starting, his fair daughter is my object in this marriage. ये शादी किस लिए कर रहा हूँ? Because of the beautiful daughter. Nay, no, We will go together, sir. चल रहे हैं तो परहैप्स द एम्बेसडर माइट हैव सेड दैट आप पहले चलिए, यू शुड प्रोसीड. तो द ड्यूक ट्राइज टू बी कर्टियस टू द एम्बेसडर. ही सेज वी विल गो टुगेदर डाउन. आप पीछे पीछे नहीं चलेंगे, विल गो टुगेदर. ही ट्राइज टू शो दैट ही इज गिविंग इम्पोर्टेंस इवन टू द एम्बेसडर. और जब रास्ते में जा रहे हैं, व्हेन दे आर गेटिंग डाउन, ही इंडिकेट्स to the ambassador a statue. He tries to draw the attention of the ambassador and he says, notice Neptune. Neptune is sea god, वरुण देवता जिसको कहते हैं, उसकी स्टैचू उसने सीढ़ियों में रखी हैं. तो नोटिस नेपच्यून दो टेमिंग ए सी हॉर्स, एंड नेपच्यून इज ट्राइंग टू कंट्रोल. टेम मीन्स कंट्रोल ए सी हॉर्स. So Neptune taming a seahorse, this is the painting that is put in the staircase of the Duke, that shows the kind of paintings you keep at your home tell about your personality a lot. So he has kept this kind of a statue where the Neptune, where the sea god Neptune is trying to control the seahorse. It gives you a clear idea that he has the impact of this painting on his mind. He believes in controlling things, thought a rarity, and this sculpture or this statue is reputed as a rare thing, which Klaus of Innsbruck is the sculptor who has made this sculpture of Neptune. It's a rarity, it's an extraordinary thing, something rare considered in the world of art, which Klaus of Innsbruck cast in bronze for me. This painting is made of bronze metal. Bronze metal में उसने ये बनाया है. So he says this. The poem comes to an end, and I have taken this painting of Lucrezia, the wife of the Duke, the last Duchess, which we find on Google Wikipedia. Thank you. That's all for today.